Brothers and sisters, there was a time where I wasn't conflicted about President Obama. I didn't want to support him because some of the interviews and answers he gave during '07 and during the '08 campaign for president, and like many other black men and black women who understand politics, who understand that the actions of a few can hurt a many, we were basically bullied science. I mean, nobody physically bullied us, but people berated us, saying that we wasn't black, we wasn't down, we didn't want to see a black president, that kind of thing. And while I want to see a black president, I want to see a lot of black politicians. I want to see the people within the black community step up to challenge these politicians. Now, I knew that Mr. Obama was going to be attacked. Regardless of who his mother is, he is still viewed as a black man. Our genes are dominant. If Mr. Obama never told you he had a white mother, you would say it's just another black man. Let's just be honest. I don't know why we keep running away from that. We've allowed too many people outside the community to define what and who we are. Now, the moment Mr. Obama started getting popular, we started seeing attacks. And actually, before he became popular, Fox News, with the pushing of Sean Hannity and Bill O'Reilly, tried to distort Reverend Wright. They tried to say that he was anti-American when he wasn't. They took sermons that Reverend Wright gave out of context. Now, I've yet to see anybody truly in the media say, hey, play the whole sermon in full. They won't do it. It's easier to distort black people, to say we're un-American or that we hate white people, when in fact that isn't. If blacks truly hated white people, we wouldn't even be bothered to deal with white folk. We would have fought for civil rights and would have stayed in our communities and in other things. But unfortunately, we fought the wrong battle during the 1960s. I say it till I go to my grave. Integration has done a great deal of harm. As Paul Mooney said, the illusion of occlusion. But when I see people on the left, people in the middle, people on the right criticize President Obama, these are attacks that I recognize every day being a black man. Now, granted, I am not the President of the United States, and I don't have all these different meetings and all these different things that are being told to me. And that's what a lot of people forget. The President is privy to information that we don't have. But we cannot deny that Mr. Obama has been disrespectful to the black community. A lot of black men and black women have been thrown on the bus because of this man. And a lot of us have lost our senses. A lot of us are blindly supporting him because he's black. And I guess this is why I say we need to pick up a history book, or family members need to be a little bit more honest about how we've supported black people and gotten screwed over. President Obama is not the first black man to do this or black person to do this, and probably won't be the last. See, our focus is with parties, and that's what we fuck up at. As I said before, don't just look at black men and black women on the right. Don't just look at black men and black women on the left, or black men and black women in the middle. Look at them all. Now, I warned y'all on my original channel, on my second channel, I think even on my third channel, or now on this channel, that they're going to use Reverend Wright. When the '08 campaign came along, the Democratic leaders wanted Hillary Clinton. But when they realized which way the wind was blowing, they changed their mind, but it was too late. Hillary and them wanted to use Reverend Wright, Minister Farrakhan. And then Senator Obama went along with it. He gave that speech where everybody kept saying it was a great speech. No, all they did was give white people a pass. Those who are racist, or those who are on the edge of racism, or those who just don't give a fuck. It gave those men and women of color a pass to sort of like, okay, brothers and sisters, we're not going to judge you or run along with those who went along with those who are racist or self-serving. We in the black community threw a lot of our black elders under the bus, or not even elders, just fellow black men and black women who we share a lot of common with, who normally we would have certain conversations with. Think about it. Reverend Wright spoke truth to power. You mean to tell me we never dropped a bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki? You mean to tell me we never infected disease or denied people basic living I'm trying to get to where I was. Basic livings, basic things of basic living. Something you had to misspoke. I had a brain fart that just then. Ask yourself, why is it that we as black people are constantly throwing other black people on the bus for a few? Every time Mr. Obama spoke to the black community, he spoke at the black community. But a lot of us either don't know it or haven't been paying attention or have selective memory about it. Now, I want to show you something. This brother, like so many other black men, have called white people out on their hypocrisy. And whether you're racist or not, white folk don't like being called out on their hypocrisy. The people in the media, in the Democratic and Republican Party said, shut this nigga up. Reverend Wright spoke of the same things that every other black person has spoke of. Yes, Dr. King spoke of things that was done in this country as well. But yet those same people would sit there and quote Dr. King, as I like to say, misquote Dr. King. This is how you can tell a racist. Could watch him praise Dr. King, but watch him tear down Reverend Wright or Minister Farrakhan or Reverend Jackson or Reverend Sharpton or any other black man or woman who speak truth to power. That's how you know when you're dealing with a racist. Nobody in the media, not Keith Olbermann, not Rachel Maddow, not any of these so-called liberals at MSNBC spoke up for Reverend Wright. In fact, I remember watching Keith's show saying Reverend Wright need to go sit down somewhere. I never forget that. But we in the black community wanted to say it's just the right doing this stuff. Here it is, since Mr. Obama been in office, we have not asked for a whole hell of a lot of anything, and like we're about to. Everybody tells us he's not the black president, but yeah, everybody can go to him and ask for things, and then if he doesn't respond in the way they want him to respond, what do they say and do? What's the first thing they say and do? They attack. Last week, he was forced to come out and say, I support gay marriage. Whether he believed in it or not, he was forced to, because his vice president, his secretary of education, and I think somebody else in his administration went off script. And maybe he did believe that same-sex marriage. But the fact remains, he spoke out about everybody else's issues and support, but it come down to us, we ignored. And you got black people out here rationalizing why we should support this president, why we should support the Democratic Party. See, this is why a lot of y'all can never make it in business. And even if we did get reparations, a lot of y'all would give y'all money right back to the government because y'all don't understand. Y'all don't have a poker face. Reverend Wright did what every other black pastor who is actually being a pastor, speaking truth, said. A lot of people forget what his church has done for other ethnicities or other communities, but none of them came to his defense. When he said, God damn America, you know what he meant. A lot of people knew what he meant, and those who didn't need to get out a little bit more. There were black men and black women who told him to shut up, but guess what happened? They're going to do just like they did with Malcolm, going to be 40, 50 years too late and be praising what he said. People did the same thing to Malcolm. People did the same thing to Martin. Now that they're gone, now we want to romanticize that time and era. I told y'all that the right was going to bring up Reverend Wright again. I want to show you guys something. Bear with me for a second. Check this out. Jeremiah Wright ad proposal prompts response from Obama and Romney campaigns. Washington. Top aides to President Barack Obama presidential campaign have long prepared for a general election battle far more diverse and nasty than the one that took place in 2008. The rapid growth of super PACs have enabled deep-pocket donors to spend unlimited sums of money on negative campaign ads. Members of some conservative circles have consistently expressed the belief that the president was not fully vetted during the 08 campaign. That was a lie. And a few ads focused on his controversial associations is always controversial when a black person does. So they never use that damn word with white folk. Could have perhaps moved the dial. Moreover, at the top of the ticket, there would be no John McCain, who famously decided during his presidential campaign that racially provocative attacks were out of bounds. I see nothing Governor Romney's performance so far that suggests he sees many lines, or there are lines that wouldn't be willing to cross or allow. David Axelrod, chief advisor of the Obama campaign, told Huffington Post during an interview in his campaign office on Monday. Now, before I even go further, David Axelrod is full of shit because he purposely told President Obama when they was running to keep Reverend Wright at arm distance. Now he's want to make it like they're the victims when they helped attack and savage this man's career. Okay. I thought it was one of the great moments of McCain's campaign. He stood up to that woman who called Obama a Muslim. I don't think he lost points because of it. I think it was a high character moment, and people want that in their president. So Obama re-election team in Chicago wasn't caught off guard when New York Times reported Thursday morning that a conservative PAC, bankrolled by Joe Ricketts and founder of TV Ameritrade and owner of the Chicago Cubs, any of my black brothers and sisters out in the Chicagoland area or surrounding areas, boycott the Cubs. I knew the Ricketts family. See, this is why I wish my original channel was up, because I said all these people was going to come out and attack, and that's probably why I've been false flag, because I've been pointing this shit out. Was plotting a $10 million ad campaign focused on the president's ties, his former pastor, and controversial Reverend Jeremiah Wright. Now here it is. Chicago is what, the third, maybe, or second medium. I think it's the second largest medium market, maybe third. And here it is. I've not seen Channel 7 was the ABC affiliate, WLS. WMAQ was the NBC affiliate, Channel 5. WBBM is a CBS affiliate, Channel 2. Or WFLD, Fox 32 is a Fox affiliate here in Chicago. Or WGN was Channel 9, which you know around the country as a superstation. Talk about this. We knew it was going to happen. But I keep forgetting, if you don't have black men and black women, or our quote-unquote friends out here talking shit, this is why I told you about the Occupy Wall Streeters and this NATO shit and these other egregious groups not calling out hypocrisy and racism, but yet they compare their plight. They've been quiet. But the campaign still viewed the story as incredibly consequential. The prospect of these type of character attacks have surfaced earlier than expected, and the aides thought that the story had the potential to take place to campaign one of 5 most important moments of the election. Campaign manager Jim Messina carefully crafted a statement denouncing the hate-filled, divisive campaign character assassination and accusing Mitt Romney of falling short of the standard that John McCain set, reacting tepidly in a moment that required moral leadership. I don't know why we shocked. Early in the day, Romney had told reporters he hadn't read the Times story, leaving him incapable of offering a response. Bullshit. By the time that Messina was attacking the former Massachusetts governor for quivering morals, his campaign had already sought to distance itself from the right ad proposal. Unlike the Obama campaign, Governor Romney is running based on jobs and economy, and we're encouraging everybody to do the same. Matt Rose, Romney campaign manager, said in a statement. President Obama team said they will kill Romney just last week. Let's see, come on. This is what I'm talking about. This is little kid shit. David Axelrod referred to the individuals opposing the president as contract killers. It's clear the President Obama team is running a campaign of character assassination. We repudiate any efforts on our side to do so. Even Ricketts himself tried this himself in the proposal by midday Thursday, with spokesman saying it reflects an approach to politics that Mr. Ricketts reject. Now, those brothers and sisters that voted for Rahm Emanuel as mayor of Chicago, those who live within the city limits, you see how the Ricketts family is trying to get you, the taxpayers, and even those outside the state of Chicago, those who live in the state of Illinois, to pay for renovations at Wrigley Field. Ricketts and them are wealthy enough to do their own shit. I'm telling you right now, if we see any attack ads put out by the Ricketts okay, in the Chicago media market or national media market, I'm telling you right now, brothers and sisters, we need to ban all things Cubs. We need to ban watching the Cubs baseball games on WGN. We need to ban. We need to boycott. Excuse me, boycott those sponsors of the Cubs. Okay, I'm telling you right now. This is what I'm talking about. This is stuff I keep talking about in these different videos. This is why my channel and so many others have come under attack. We're not talking about bullshit things. We talk about things that actually affect our people. Okay. Though Romney himself brought Jeremiah Wright during an interview, this is how you tell how dirty Romney is. He throws it out there. You know the super PACs that was out there by what's his name? Karl Rove. And I met Karl Rove, and I'm gonna post a picture up on a video to show you how they will the highest bidder. I'm just gonna show a picture. I better not, because I don't want anybody to know this. I better not. I wish I could edit it. Know how to edit pictures. Because I might do it. I just might do it. I met Karl Rove about what was that, 2 years ago? Downtown? Okay. Chicago? Let me see. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get off on a tangent. Though Romney himself brought Jeremiah Wright to do an interview on Sean Hannity, and didn't I tell y'all about Hannity? Radio show early in February, he seemed hesitant to see the Wright debate revive by offering a statement from Rhodes and reciting figures who regularly talk to the press. The Romney campaign was signaling up a deep sense of unease with the topic. An hour later, the campaign further signaled its seriousness when it granted an interview to the candidate to the conservative website townhall.com. I repudiate the effort by the PAC to promote a strategy of the nature they described, Romney said. I like to see the campaign focus on the economy, on getting people back to work, on seeing incomes and growing prosperity. And I think that we've seen so far from the Obama campaign is a campaign character assassination. I hope that it is in the course of this campaign. So, regards to that PAC, I repudiate what they're thinking about. Okay, it seems unlikely that will serve as sufficient denouncement of the attempts at the character assassination, as the Obama campaign has little incentive to let Romney off that easy. What more, Romney and N has very little control of what third-party groups are doing with their money. If Ricketts decides that he still wants to write a $10 million check, there are plenty of conservative ad makers and media buyers that would easy cash it for him. If that ends up happening, the Obama campaign would entirely be displeased. The president has long polled best on questions about his personal attributes. People like him and the prevailing sentiment among top aides that Reverend Wright issue has been chewed over by the public before. It won't change voter minds if it come up again. Nobody in this country hasn't seen those tapes from the last time around. It's not like that attack hasn't been introduced, said a top aide. Before the Times story was published, it may have been effective then because nobody knew who the president was. But they have been with them for 4 years. Resurfacing now won't work. His leadership and character attributes have always been some of his strongest when you ask voters. I want to play this clip what Sean Hannity said about Reverend Wright, because, like I said before, Sean Hannity is the leading push with cover from ABC that distorted Reverend Wright's character in these stories. Sorry about the ad. I'm not here to do the ad thing, so I'm going to raise this up.
It's always better when there's a little more to love. Introducing our silky smooth.
Sorry about that. They ain't getting no commercials.
Given the increasing diversity of America's population, the dangers of sectarianism are greater than ever. Whatever we once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
Whatever we once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
Play the whole clip.
Well, you know, the other part of his quote is also an unusual thing where he says that sectarianism presents a great threat. Look, he may not be much of a student of history, but perhaps he doesn't recall that from the very beginning, America had many different sects, many different religions. That part of our founding principle was that we would be a nation of religious tolerance. Also, without question, the legal code in this country is based upon Judeo-Christian values and teachings, biblical teachings. And for the president not to understand that a wide array of religions and a conviction that Judeo-Christian philosophy is an integral part of our foundation.
So says the Mormon.
An extraordinary thing. I think again, philosophical leanings in this regard, not from those who are ardent believers in various faiths, but instead from those who would like to see America more secular. And I'm not sure which is worse, him listening to Reverend Wright or him saying that we must be a less Christian nation.
Okay. Now you see he brought Reverend Wright, right? You saw that, right?
Looky here. I'd like to unwrap.
You saw that, right? Now this guy's pretending that he never said anything and he's going to take the high road. What was the point of bringing up Reverend Wright last month? Sean Hannity has started this shit up back last summer. And I told everybody on my videos what was going to happen. But now, before I get any further, this doesn't mean I'm still going to go out there and run support for President Obama, because he threw us under the bus. He threw Reverend Wright under the bus. And this morning I was watching MSNBC and they brought Reverend Wright up. Jonathan Capehart, a gay black man, said, well, Reverend Wright incendiary. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the self-hate I keep talking about. We are so punctified, sissified, pasteurized, like the late Dr. Khalid Muhammad said, that we allow every white man and white woman, no matter their political leanings, religious beliefs, socioeconomic standing, to punk us and turn on our own people. As I said before, it's no guarantee that Mr. Obama will win a second term. And if he does win a second term, he has technically 2 years. 2 years to get anything that we need within the community to pass. Why hasn't they gone after the 3 strikes law? Why have they go for the sentencing disparities that black men and black women get? Why aren't they talking about jobs within our community? See, some of y'all are so in love with having a black president, y'all have lost focus. All during the Republican primary, every last one of them, or those who flirted with it, have made racial insults and attacks on the black community. And we've said little or nothing because we got black pastors out there being told, don't say nothing. White folk are going to vote for Mr. Obama or they're not going to vote for Mr. Obama. Black folk are going to vote for Mitt Romney or they're not going to vote for Mitt Romney. Those people's minds are already made up. They said he wasn't vetted. Everything they say about this man is always in a negative. And see, that's why me and so many other brothers and sisters felt stuck. But when last week, Mr. Obama yet again threw us under the bus, and so many other black men and women threw us under the bus, I said that I can't do it anymore. I can't keep trying to rationalize certain behaviors or certain attitudes. Matter of fact, I was watching Ed Schultz last night. Ed, like Lawrence, and like Bill Press and all these other so-called left-leaning are trying to play black men and black women and black children against the gay community. And last Friday, I don't know if y'all saw the episode of Ed Show where Michael Eric Dyson was guest hosting. He threw Roland Martin, Sophia Nelson, I forgot another brother named Jamal, I can't think of his name, under the bus. And Sister Sophia Nelson on there, who I normally never really agree with, because I think she's a Republican, if I'm not mistaken. She came on the show, and Professor Michael Eric Dyson basically lied and said he didn't say any of the things he said. And I was watching it, and I said that a lot of these brothers and sisters that I've defended, a lot of them that I've went out and bought their products, supported, made videos standing up for them, have let me down within the last year and a half. Actually, the last 3 years, I should say. As much as I respect Reverend Sharpton, he's let me down. As much as I respect the people in NWCP, they let us down. Professor Dyson, Reverend Jackson, and I've went on this show before. You guys are standing with groups of people who will cut our throats. You guys have not held this president to the standards he's supposed to. And what gets me about Professor Dyson is he came to Chicago to Tavis Smiley Forum. Him, Farrakhan, Jackson, the late, I forget the brother, he died last year. Damn, I'm going to say this. Waters, I believe. Last name. I think so. Dorothy Tillman, they did a round table critiquing our president for basically trying to dance around our issues. It's a reason why I say to y'all, learn your history, control your dollar. We're being manipulated. We're being used. We've let people come in our community and embrace us and distance themselves from us when it's convenient. Now, I know it's going to seem like I'm defending President Obama, which I'm really not. This is more about Reverend Wright and those who have spoke up for him and spoke using the same words. I'm telling y'all, and I said it now and I say it again, Reverend Wright is going to be used. A lot of the Black Panther Party is going to be brought up. Eric Holder is going to be brought back up. Van Jones, Shirley Sherrod, Acorn. They're going to come in our communities, going to go to barbershops. They're going to start putting the cameras in black folk face. I'm telling you right now, I know what they're doing. I know what the media is doing. Some of y'all are blind to it. Some of you need to understand what's going on. We are the most hated people, not just in this country, but around the world. And they would do anything to regain that power or the symbol of power. Now, I'm not going to vote this election. I'll be perfectly honest with you because Mr. Obama hasn't spoke to our issues. The Democratic Party has not spoke to our issues. I know people are going to say, but who do we got? Well, guess what, brother and sisters? We need to stop thinking like that. This is why I say control your dollar. If black folks stop going into these places and spending money, we can this country economy will come to a grinding halt. It was the reason why the Republicans allowed legal immigration going. And I'm not just talking about Mexicans. I mean, you got people that come over here on student visas or guest visas and have not left. But yet they get business loans. They get to move in certain communities. I mean, this is history repeating itself. A lot of y'all are not familiar with the Civil Rights Movement or what happened in the 1960s. Dr. King came to Chicago. They marched to Gage Park. If anybody's familiar with Chicagoland history, a lot of the whites you see in those videos were quote-unquote ethnic whites, but they're not considered ethnic anymore. Was the ones attacking and beating and killing black men and black women and black children. Well, this is what they want with the Hispanic community, the Asian community, the Arab, the Hindu community. They want them to be the next displaced souls because these are people of color that don't want to associate themselves with us. So they're going to put them out as the front line so they can try to give them cover so we can't say they're racist, but what they are racist. When you don't associate yourself with the people in the community or you use the people of a particular community and vote against state best interests, you are up with the enemy. Reverend Wright, so many other brothers and sisters have called this shit. And we as black folks, we just, like I said, we're in love with having a black president. All the issues, and whether we want to believe it or not, since President Obama became president, it's been a lot of attacks on our people. Y'all go back and look at the numbers. You think Trayvon Martin, Raquel Boyd, I forget the brother that got executed in Atlanta. Black men being shot, being put in prison. You don't think that has any connection to it? If you don't believe me, go back and do the 90s when the O.J. Simpson trial was going on, or the Rodney King verdict, or during the 1960s when the riots was going on across the country. I'm telling y'all, this stuff is all connected, but some of our people don't want to see it. And watch how fast the videos that I point politics or political shit out get voted down real quick. Watch how videos get flagged. I'm telling y'all, they don't want y'all to think. They want y'all to walk around in a dreamlike state. Brothers and sisters, you got the opportunity to control your destiny. All you got to do is get off your butts and quit being scared to challenge the system. But I'm going to tell you something. This is just the beginning.